Want to do a quick follow-up video because in the last video, some sound cut off. Um, I have been scouring over hundreds of pages of the FBI's 9/11 investigation into Saudi financing called Operation Encore, which was a follow-up to Operation Pent Bomb. Started in 2007. And basically what I was going over was we do now have an FBI source, a confidential human source, which is a CHS, who has been giving information about the King Fahd Mosque in Los Angeles, where two Saudi imams, Mohammed al-Mihdhar and Fahad al-Thumairy, who've been put there by the Saudi U.S. Minister of Affairs, Musaed al-Jarrah, whose name has been redacted from the report except for one page that showed his name. And what it showed was that Musaed al-Jarrah has connections to extremists internationally and put these two imams at this mosque, who basically were spreading anti-Western vitriol, and then coordinated or facilitated the arrival of Sunni extremists in the state of in Los Angeles, which is where the mosque was at. And what happened was there was a phone call from Malaysia before the summit meeting of al-Qaeda operatives even happened on January 5th. So in December 99, this phone call, according to the source, was from Malaysia. He was talking to Fahad al-Thumairy about the arrival of two brothers. Now, what this means is that they weren't two brothers, physiology. They weren't real brothers, but in the Islamic sense. And they were Nawaf, al-Hazmi, and Khalid al-Mihdhar. After the Malaysia summit meeting ended, both Khalid al-Mihdhar and Nawaf al-Hazmi arrived in the United States on January 15, 2000. And then what happened was Fahad al-Thumairy coordinated with a Tunisian cab driver by the name of Qualid Benomrane, whose name is redacted in that report I made yesterday. And what I wanted to do was show the FBI interview of Qualid Benomrane, which I showed. And it basically said that, yes, the two men that I did pick up at LAX airport were Nawaf al-Hazmi and Khalid al-Mihdhar. The FBI killed that investigation and basically deported Qualid Benomrane to Tunisia. When Khalid al-Mihdhar and Nawaf al-Hazmi went to the meeting with Fahad al-Thumairy, they were told about the Mediterranean Cafe. And according to Omar al-Bayoumi, a Saudi diplomat who works at the Civil Aviation of Saudi Arabia, a government facility located in Riyadh, basically he lied to the FBI and to the 9/11 Commission about going into the restaurant, and Khalid al-Mihdhar and Nawaf al-Hazmi basically were there. Well, that's not the case now. Omar al-Bayoumi was with an associate, Kaysan Bindan, and basically they were in the restaurant first, and Nawaf al-Hazmi, Khalid al-Mihdhar walked in, and that's how Omar al-Bayoumi basically got to know the two men. They were known to the mosque in Los Angeles, Culver City, name of the town. Both Nawaf al-Hazmi and Khalid al-Mihdhar were expected by Fahad al-Thumairy and Omar al-Bayoumi and Musaed al-Jarrah. So they all lied to the FBI and the 9/11 Commission, and now it proves it with this human source within the FBI, within the mosque, who could put all three at the mosque and connect them to two 9/11 hijackers. And this is huge. This is tremendously huge, and no one's covering it. And it's basically, you know why. And that's basically because the federal government is still protecting its interests and basically saying to hell with the 9/11 victims' families. And two, the fringe elements who are spreading disinformation don't know anything about it because they don't believe in hijackers. So there you have it. Just an update. That was the first 100 pages of that 284-page report. I'll be going over the next 180 pages within the next 2 or 3 days. And if I see any more new news, I will, of course, update you here and upload it to YouTube and Odyssey. So keep an eye out. But we now know that the Saudi government, some elements of it, are now connected to facilitating two 9/11 hijackers inside the United States, two known Al Qaeda operatives with a history of terrorism, with their indirect links to the USS Cole bombing and the 1998 East Africa bombings, also serving in the front lines of Chechnya against the Soviets, and known to the NSA and CIA. Remember, the NSA were listening to the phone calls made out of that Yemen hub, and the CIA were monitoring them outside the United States as well as inside the United States using Saudi operatives. Remember that in mind. There's a bigger conspiracy than what we were told to believe.